Hi everybody, I'm ready for another chapter of Bowser the Hound. Now the chapter 25 is next. Blackie calls on Reddy Fox. Now remember, when Blackie the Crow, the end of the last chapter, suggested to Old Man Coyote that he go and where Bowser is now and lead him back to his home, Old Man Coyote, I'll read the last sentence of that chapter. Old Man Coyote threw back his head and laughed in that crazy fashion of his till the very hills rang with the sound of his voice. So that's the end of that chapter. So we don't know what he'll do, whether he'll do it or not. Okay, chapter 25. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say, a matter is quite as different as night is from day. Excuse me, everybody. Roxana. Okay, here we go. Blackie the Crow wasted no time with Old Man Coyote after he heard Old Man Coyote laugh. There was a note in that crazy laugh of Old Man Coyote's that told Blackie he might just as well talk to the rocks or the trees about helping Bowser the Hound. Old Man Coyote had led Bowser into his trouble. It was quite clear that not only did he have no regrets, he was actually glad that Bowser was not likely to return. You're a hard-hearted old sinner, declared Blackie, as he prepared to fly in search of Reddy the Fox. Old Man Coyote grinned. It is everyone for himself, you know, said he. Bowser would do his best to catch me if he had the chance, so if he is in trouble, he can stay there for all of me. It didn't take Blackie long to find Reddy Fox. You see, it was so early in the morning that Reddy had not retired for his daily nap. Like Old Man Coyote, he was just returning from a night's hunt when Blackie arrived. "Hello, Reddy," exclaimed Blackie. "You certainly are looking in mighty fine condition. That red coat of yours is the handsomest coat I've ever seen. If I had a coat like that, I would know I should be so swelled up with pride I just wouldn't be able to see common folks." Now let's stop for a second and see what Blackie the Crow does wear. That picture at the beginning. Let's see now if I can find it. Oh, come on. Well, you know what? I might have to look at the table of contents for the... Oh, there it is right in front. I missed it. Okay, let's take a look. There's Blackie the Crow. He has some kind of a vest on, a top hat on, and a scarf around his neck. Well, there's Bowser down the door of that sugar house. Blackie the Crow. Okay, there. That's what he wears. Now, where was I? Okay. I'm glad you're not that way, Reddy. One of the things I like about you is the fact that you never allow your fine coat to make you proud. That's more than I can say for some folks I know. Reddy Fox sat down with his big bushy tail curled around to keep his toes warm, cocked his head on one side, and looked up at Blackie the Crow as if he were trying to see right inside that black head to find out what was going on there. Now what has that black scamp got in his mind, thought Reddy. He never pays compliments unless he wants something in return. That old black rascal has the smoothest tongue in the Green Forest. He hasn't come way over here just to tell me that I have a handsome coat. He wouldn't fly over a fence to tell anybody that, unless it was for a purpose. Aloud, he said, "Good morning, Blackie. I suppose I must admit I have a fine coat. Perhaps I do look very fine, but if you could see under this red coat of mine, you'd find mighty little meat on my ribs. To be quite honest, I'm not feeling half as fine as I look. You lucky fellows who can fly and don't have to think about distances may be able to live well these days, but as for me, I've forgotten when last I had a good meal." And that's the end of that chapter, and I bet Blackie the Crow is going to ask Reddy to help him get Bowser the Hound back home.
I'll read another one, Grandpa.
Now, Roxy's standing here in the kitchen with me and telling me I ought to read another chapter.
They can hear me.
So, whoa. Well, here we go. Chapter 26, Red Wits and Black Wits. Now, red wits, that must mean Reddy Fox's cleverness, and black wits might mean refer to Blackie the Crow. Okay, the saying at the first of the chapter is, "This fact you'll find is always so. He's quick of wit who fools a crow. And that's by Bowser the Hound. Crows are smart, one of the smartest birds. There is no greater flatterer in the green forest or on the green meadows than Blacky the Crow when he hopes to gain something thereby. His tongue is so smooth it's a wonder it does not drip oil. He is crafty, is Blacky, but these same things are true of Reddy Fox. No one ever yet had a chance to accuse Reddy Fox of lacking in sharp wits. Mistakes he makes, as everybody does, but Reddy's wits are always keen and active. Now Reddy knew perfectly well that Blacky wanted something of him. This is why he was saying such pleasant things. Blacky the Crow knew that Reddy knew this thing, that if he would make use of Reddy, as he hoped to, he must contrive to keep Reddy wholly in the dark as to what he wanted done. So as they sat there, Reddy Fox on the snow with his tail curled around his feet to keep them warm, and Blacky the Crow in the top of a little tree above Reddy's head, they were playing a sort of game. It was red wits against black wits. Reddy was trying to outguess Blacky. Blacky was trying to outguess Reddy, and both were enjoying it. People with sharp wits are always enjoy matching their wits against other sharp wits. When Reddy Fox said that in spite of his fine appearance, he had forgotten when last he had had a good meal, Blacky pretended to think he was joking. "You surprise me," said he. "Whatever is the matter with my good friend Reddy, that he goes hungry when he no longer has anything to fear from Bowser the Hound? By the way, I saw Bowser the other day." At this, just for an instant, Reddy's eyes flew wide open, then half closed again, until they were just two yellow slits. But quickly as he closed them, Blacky had seen that startled surprise. "Yes," said Blacky, "I saw Bowser the other day, or at least someone who looked just like him. Wouldn't you like to have him back here, Reddy?" "Most decidedly no," replied Reddy with great promptness. "A dog is a nuisance. He isn't of any use in the wide, wide world." "Not even to drive off Old Man Coyote?" asked Blacky slyly, for he knew that more than once Bowser the Hound had helped Reddy out of trouble with Old Man Coyote. Reddy pretended not to hear this. "I don't believe you saw Bowser," said he. "I don't believe anybody will ever see Bowser again. I hope not, anyway." And Blacky knew by the way Reddy said this that it would be quite useless to ask Reddy to help get Bowser home. Wow! No luck so far. That's the end of that chapter, folks. We'll read another one the next time, soon, I hope. Maybe this afternoon, maybe tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.